And bam, we're live.
Hey everybody!
Hey, welcome for the third time already in a row to this Blender Cloud Live, where we go through the new stuff on Blender Cloud and we make special announcements. Actually, every week so far we saved it for a very special announcement. We already went through the Agent 327
Rewind, the Agent 327
behind the
scenes, and maybe more Agent 327 stuff. It's just like, it's not that we are desperate to keep things alive with Agent 327, it's that there is actually things, and you can just put it online, which is has been a lot the philosophy of what we do here at the studio. We just make things and release them,
put it online
and share them. As soon as they're ready, just get them out. But with the Blender Cloud Live, that's actually what we try to do, to build a little bit more around it and tell you something more about what this is and what's the story behind it, because usually there is some work behind these things.
Lots. But at some point, I think we're gonna run out of
things to release.
No. Well, there are many things going on right now. There is a Spring project. There is Hero also going on. So we have some things. Now we're burning the ones we did in the past. Usually this TV is like a big spoiler. Should we first go with what's new on the cloud?
Yeah,
and then jump in?
Yeah. Let's just go over it.
Alrighty, so hello everyone that is watching this live. By the way, where are you watching it from? Let us know. In the meantime, we're gonna
the side, yes.
on the side. In the meantime, we're gonna go through the news. So Hero in the in last week, actually the same day where we made the live stream, Daniel Martinez Lara shared some of the files that he was some of animation tests, but especially the first build is an alpha release. It's not even a release, it's just compiling Grease Pencil and just sharing it around, but it's like the first time that it's put out there. At the moment, Grease Pencil is its own branch, so it's not part of Blender, of the Blender 2.8 builds that get built in the builder, in Blender official builder. So you can find it in graphical.
Yes, there is a link in the blog post, and in the blog post there is also a nice description of what this the project is about, like what are they working on for the Grease Pencil object, and there are some examples and example files. So it's not just about the build, you can actually get some of the files and play with them, which is of course highly recommended, because then you can really see the file used in production and how they are supposed to be, how a complex file is put together.
Yeah, this is not final, it's just animation test, I think.
Yeah.
Daniel makes it very clear there, but it's just to make it sure that it's not there. Also, the Grease Pencil branch, there is a lot of work going on there, but still it's not the final result, so some things might be harder to find. The interface especially has to be worked on. But yeah, very exciting. Play with it.
I love it. It's really good to see the progress, and it's also great to see reactions and people actually trying it out and playing with it. So like keep that going. It really helps to motivate the team and to motivate the development, and hopefully we see this in 2.8 very soon. I really hope.
I really hope that too. Yes, there will be some time, but once it goes in 2.8 and everybody can test it like every day, I think it will be even more of an impact.
Yeah.
What about Spring?
Yeah, Spring is great. I mean, at the moment,
Spring is great.
Spring is coming too, so that's good. Every week now, I'm trying to write a weekly report about what's going on with the production. And we have seen the first some assets and environments building that's happening already for quite some time, but of course things get more and more complete. The first simulation test, like trying to figure out kind of a pipeline for making this for making simulation in different areas, simulation and effects work, which is always challenging. Some new artwork from David, and of course some animation tests, the very first animation test. Now, if only there would be someone here that knows something about animation and that can talk about it, that would be fantastic. Oh, look, a little doggy. Little doggy.
Wait.
Hey, kids! You all want to see my cock?
Oh my God.
Your what?
What?
Your chicken, you mean?
Yeah, my chicken. My rooster. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Wow.
Jesus
You were
This is my chicken.
Oh
It's my chicken.
oh my god! Like so.
That's
many,
the chicken.
So many toys.
Like we didn't see you cut. Like look at that. Wow.
And the illegitimate brother of the guy. He yeah, it's so it was Lino Thomas that 3D printed this guy for me, and it's like a self-illuminating thing.
Glow in the dark.
Glow in the dark, yeah. And it was like, oh, it's so cool. I'm gonna place it really close to my lamp at work, and I placed it so close that like it melted half of his face off.
Oh,
so it's a
that's
little-
nice, like a zombie.
Yeah.
Dixie is the name of
Dixie, exactly. And then yeah, I haven't
And he-
painted these guys, but yeah.
Richard, I guess.
Yeah, short for Richard, exactly. I
Yeah.
don't know what you're thinking.
No, just
Yep.
So.
So we're gonna see this
We
in
have-
8K. It's
we-
almost as if the Dixie's just coming at you.
Wow.
Like,
We have guests. That's great.
Hey.
Before we actually get into what all this that mug.
the
oh my
mag,
god.
yeah. It's not an advertisement. Does it
no,
mean
it
anything?
doesn't. No,
I-
nothing.
Yes.
It's just a drawing.
Yeah, it's just random drawing. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not
yeah.
random because anyway, that's it's like someone could not achieve that kind of ugliness
We have Blender Max
randomly.
actually. We could use Blender Max.
That's true.
It will be like the right moment to do it.
Anyway, we are actually looking at animation. So look, we have all these lineup of animated characters. They know a lot about animation. Probably even you know something about animation.
Yeah, I heard great
So
things.
maybe you can tell us something about this animation test that you made for the last week.
Yes. So this is an animation experiment with just making a basic run cycle with the current version of the rig that we have right now. So this is her name is Spring for the movie Spring, and it's the run cycle and then running with the staff because that was kind of a big thing. She's going to be running with the staff in the movie, and the staff design needs to be so that it feels natural. So we saw when we did this experiment that it needed to be shaved down.
Shave,
Sheathed down. Oh, my language skills are getting worse. Need to be slimmer. So this is actually a version of the staff that is slimmer already. But even then, I think we have to also make it slightly taller. And then the jump, I never actually finished it. So it's just kind of this half-assed jump that I did, and I had to kind of stop working on it just before the meeting the weekly meeting on Friday. So it's a work in progress. Good stuff.
Not
Good
bad.
stuff.
Yeah, that's good. And then there is also some work that Pablo Fournier did, which is walk cycle tests
Yeah.
with different moods.
All right. So do we blabber on or what?
Yes, let's continue.
okay.
It seems to be fine now.
Yeah. So I was just saying the really good example of this is Koro, which is the llama from Caminandes. So he has these big ass eyes, and then if you take the eyelid up, of course, it kind of conforms to that curvature of the eye. So the thing is, when it's at a halfway point or anywhere in between, it just happens to make, from the camera's perspective, this kind of ridge that feels a little bit like he's kind of frowning with the eyelid, if that makes sense. And if you just take that little eyelid bone and just shove it up closer into his skull, then all of a sudden that shape becomes a little bit more happier, not as evil looking or whatnot.
So if Spring has also this issue, or not issue, but that slightly moving the eyes will look better, I would just do it in the...
So this is where we have to learn all of those things. And in some cases, it's so severe, well, that's a weird way of putting it, but that it's not feasible to just make the animator do this every time he needs to animate a shot.
Yeah.
In some cases, it's just little tweaks, and then they can make a list of like, oh, the things I have to remember every time I do a shot. But in some cases, it's better to actually go back to the character designer and work with him or her to kind of make it a little bit better so it works better in the animation. If that makes sense. Here, hold my cock.
Yeah, there was a comment that I saw passing by that said, it went from PG to PG-13 real quick. So
damn straight.
Yeah.
So yes. Nobody saw
Was that a question?
No, it was not a question.
More of a comment.
Sorry, we just had an internet going down.
It was a little internet
Promise
hiccup.
gonna be fixed.
It
But
was
yeah.
actually the censorship board.
Hello everyone from Spain,
everywhere.
India,
Oh, well, cool.
Marcel, France.
Argentina.
Brazil, Argentina.
Maryland.
Awesome. Everywhere.
Spain, Mexico, Poland.
Mexico, everywhere. All right.
Yeah,
cool.
all over.
So,
So now that everybody's here,
This introduction,
yes,
Yes.
you get to see it.
there you go.
It's a 3D printer.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
This guy has traveled all the way to LA, by the way. Took him with me to the conference.
Yeah,
CTN.
to CTN, and we took some
So
pictures.
it jumped the
Yeah.
wall? Or?
It did jump the wall a bit. Jumped the shark. That means also it's kind of banged up, so I have to repaint him, I think. And
It's
I have
fine.
to paint that guy and this guy also. Yeah.
So anyway, as Pablo was trying to say, we are
Yes.
all here because there is something. This blog post is actually not even public yet.
So should I show it?
Yeah, no, I think you can. I mean, we will publish it right after. But the reason why we are here today is related to the Daily Dweebs, and
The what?
What?
Daily Dweebs,
Yeah,
yes.
Daily Dweebs. You may be familiar with the 1 minute long episode.
Yeah. That was the
Uh,
extended version. Yeah.
Yes, animation that we released a few months after Agent 327 was out.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of a, relax, not really, but like, relaxing project,
relatively.
like a little project that mostly Hjalti and Andy worked on right after the production of Agent 327.
Mm-hmm.
And we it was this 1 minute animation with this character based on something that Hjalti made,
Yep.
and you're the director of this.
Yeah,
this
that is
show,
right. Yeah, in a team of 2.
Amazing, good job.
Amazing.
Yes, good job. And so we've been putting it out there. It didn't go as viral as Agent 327. I have
No,
to
yeah,
say.
I was very disappointed. It's incredible. Just because it's so short and it's so it's like such a non-controversial. It's just
We didn't
having
do any
fun.
PR too. for,
Yeah, we
like,
didn't do a lot of PR.
compared to the Agent.
Yeah, but it's just I don't know. Like I was expecting it to go a little bit higher.
But today,
Today?
we have the solution for it.
Oh, okay,
Because
right.
what we released was just, I don't know.
Only
It
8K.
was like, not even, it was less, I think.
2K.
It was 2K maybe?
1K.
Or maybe it was
360p.
It's 4K.
Yeah, maybe it was 4K. But basically my point is, what if we re-release the movie in
Wait, okay.
8K? So 8K Ultra HD stereo 3D.
Stereoscopic 3D.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, that's for sure gonna break the internet.
It's gonna be amazing.
People
It's
are gonna
like-
love this.
Shall we break the
It's like
internet?
double
Yeah.
Dixie into your face. It's gonna be
Yeah.
amazing.
Okay, let's watch it, and
Well,
Well,
I'm
you're-
gonna play it from the browser, so I guess we need
what do we need? A link.
no glasses.
Oh yeah,
Or so put on your 3D glasses if you can, or we can just turn it.
I forgot to bring
no, we actually should provide the original, like exactly
it's
the greenish
blue.
tinted.
Greenish
yeah.
tinted.
I think it's great. I think
All
we
right.
should do it. So wear your anaglyph
What
glasses.
is this? Should I? What?
Wow, should we?
Did
oh
you
my
know
God.
you two could do this even?
Like a little tower of red numbers.
8K.
8K.
Don't do it.
4K.
Don't do it. It's gonna break our internet.
Quad HD? No, I'm not gonna.
Gonna
I
keep
think
it-
I'm gonna go 144
Okay.
just to trust the internet.
Keep it humble.
Yes.
All right.
Alrighty.
You have sound, so we will.
I do have. Thank you for the reminder. Yes. So I think we can.
Yeah.
See you
In 1 minute.
in in 1 minute. Stay with us. Oops. No.
Aw, Dixie. Here you go, sweetie. Have a good day.
Alrighty. That's it. Clap, 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 clap.
Clapping,
clap, clap,
standing
clap,
ovation,
clap,
take a bow. Oh, yeah, encore.
Leave the logo there. So, turn on the camera. Oh, the internet went down.
No,
It's
up.
complaining, but it seems to be up.
Yes.
All right.
Just little hiccups.
So, I mean, yeah, if you're watching this on your phone, probably, and in 3D without glasses, probably clap, clap, clap. There you go.
Thank you, thank you. So,
Yeah, so that's it. The world premiere.
the world premiere, and now I'm going to publish
Let's press the button.
in-depth blog post that I wrote about this.
And there's a question. Will this be a full movie or a short film? Depending on you, viewer. Send in your money now. Throw your wallet towards the screen. Let's make this thing happen.
Yes.
How many monies?
All the pesos.
We can take all the money
Yes.
we can
All
get.
the liras.
Alright.
Millions of liras.
So,
Enough for a cup of coffee.
published. All right. So I am publishing the blog post where we answer. So you can actually go. Well, actually, you can already see it over there. You can see this very long and detailed blog post that I wrote.
It's like a little Bible.
Yes.
What's wrong?
And it answers the most important question about the film, which is, if Pablo, after he shares it, can scroll down, which is, of course, how long did it take to render? Because this is, of course, always an interesting topic, because, of course, it's like super, ultra high resolution. It is stereo, and, you know, that's not so trivial to do. But as I say there in the text, it was, of course, it was challenging, because I'm not saying that it was easy, like to render it in.
Yeah, no, I just saw Dixie on your shoulder. Anyway, yes.
This was not distracting at all.
What are the numbers?
Anyway, the numbers was like an average of 20 hours per frame. The shot is fairly...
One eye or both eyes?
Both.
So 10 hours per eye,
Yes. 10 hours per eye, but because they got rendered...
8K.
Yes.
With
8K.
denoising.
With the denoiser, yes. So, and this is why, I mean, of course, you know, if this wouldn't have been a 1 minute shot, if we wouldn't have had the computing power to do this, of course, we would not necessarily have done this. But at the same time, it was a fairly stable shot, except for a couple of frames that had very heavy motion blur that made actually some motion blur fixes came in after we were working on this, because there was one frame in the sequence that was spiking up the motion blur calculation time to infinity, basically. So
Lessons were learned and Blender became better.
yes,
Because of this guy.
yes,
What
yes, it's actually true. And so we thought of pushing it to 8K. Like 4K would have been insane, would have been a reasonable thing to do, and we would have been done much more easily. The 2 days before the release of the film, everything would have been packed, everything would have been perfect, with the credits up to date and everything. And it's not that the night before we were releasing the film we found out some typo in the credits and we had to re-render everything in 8K at 2 at night in the...
Type on the credits.
Actually, if you could search on Twitter for the face of Hjalti of the night of the release, I mean, that would be golden. I don't know how you can do that, but yeah, it was really fun though.
Memories.
And I think it was worth it. But we've been sharing this. We've been sharing this video as unlisted content for a while, because we didn't want it to conflict much with the Daily Dweebs, because we couldn't actually release it on the same in the same channel as the same video, because there is no way currently to publish a video on YouTube and have it to be both mono and stereo at the same time.
Oh.
So if people would actually get this link and watch it on their phone would show it as an anaglyph video, like the one you've just seen.
Oh.
And so that was not desirable. So in order to prevent that from happening, we actually decided to just go and wait for it.
Yep.
And now we just put it out there. So if you have super high-end televisions and you want to enjoy the 3D is actually quite pleasant, because again, the scene is set up in a very nice way with a nice level of depth.
Yeah.
There you go.
It
You can
lends
actually-
itself well to this whole 3D experience.
Yes,
Not VR, but 3D stereoscopic.
that's as close as it gets.
Yeah.
Actually here you can see some pictures of Hjalti in the recording studio performing.
Yeah, that
as-
was the kind of a thing, and then you have the "Book off!" kind of a thing. You have a lot of stuff
It
happening.
never gets old.
Yeah.
It never gets old.
Classic.
So you can. I'm gonna make the video actually.
Wow, look
from,
at your eyes are red here. Like,
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna make the video from.
Oh, I learned something, by the way.
What?
If you're yelling a lot, like you're just doing this recording session constantly in a tiny booth, at some point you're accidentally gonna fart, and then you're just sealed off.
Sometimes I wonder if I should just interrupt you when you're saying these things. You never know. Maybe you say something sensible and
about to say
something-
something very, very.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's-
Yes. All right. So let me actually publish the video.
Some
so
guy will hear you,
now
by the way.
it's public. So the Daily Dweebs is actually searchable on YouTube and you can find it.
Amazing.
So of course, with every open movie, not only Blender gets pushed, but also the content on the cloud gets like we try to make it to make new content and also make it a bit different. So something very special about the short movie is the titles. It's the first time we actually have titles that are they're like something that is not a static picture.
Something like fully animated.
Animated,
And
frame
the-
by frame, right?
Yeah,
Animated.
yeah. And it was more painful than you would think. It was meant to be this kind of callback to the early '90s Saturday morning cartoons. So it was supposed to have this kind of quirky, I don't know what you would call it, like as if it's kind of painted. But I wanted to make it in Blender, so I couldn't figure out a way of elegantly do it, other than just frame by. Oh yeah, that's me crying.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Just frame by framing it. And I wanted this very particular kind of move happening where a little particle would kind of escalate into the S curvature of Dweebs. Couldn't figure out a way of
Controlling it.
Yeah, kinda. So I ended up just frame by framing it with shape keys. So I just had and I had to section it off into little sections. And then of course, because the logo itself, it's not just one color. It's like multiple colors, and it has like little highlights and a kind of a drop shadow thing going on. That's its own little color thing. Every one of those had to be split down to 8 pieces or whatever, and then hand animated.
Jeez.
And the great thing is that you actually made a very detailed breakdown about this.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it's,
On the cloud.
It's just there, so you can check it out.
It's on the
and
cloud.
It goes over everything.
You
And
can also
And the work file is there.
all the whole shot is there. All the characters
Yeah.
are also there. They're
Basically the entire short film, yeah.
yeah.
in a very easy and compact form.
With a video for each, you're explaining how to use it.
Yep, how each rig was used. I think I did not include the girl because she was done so hastily. Like there's no facial rigging at all, and yeah, we were just kind of running out of time. And I figured that she's only going to be featured kind of as like a body animation thing, but not really detailed enough. So we do what we can with what we have.
And if you need a tricycle, there is one.
Yay!
Yay.
Yes, very nice.
Among other
assets.
things.
Made
So
by Andy.
Yeah.
so check it out.
Yes.
I like how this episode became like a making of the Dweebs.
Yeah.
It's nice.
So
Any questions? Do you have any questions for the director here? Million of liras.
gives you half a coffee. Actually, somebody was appreciating on a 19-inch monitor, the 3D. So
What's okay?
thanks. Was okay. So I guess that's good.
Oh yeah, that's the
Okay,
highest form of compliment
Okay
online.
is what we strive for.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
that's good. And
Oh, the picture that you were talking about.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is- This is you suffering.
Yeah, that is so much suffrage.
Yeah.
Oh,
just a few hours before, but we got some nice words of comfort.
Yeah.
As you can see, the time, the hours, like 1:38 a.m.
Jesus.
when we did the tweet.
I was tweeted with it in the cloud.
Yeah, because we were just doing it,
Yeah.
and people were waiting for the release. So
We had people tweeting at us, like as it was getting closer to midnight.
Where is it?
Of course, the Australians started it. Like they were like 3, 2, 1. Okay, where is it? But we're going by our time zone, and then even our time zone couldn't handle it.
Yes. So
Yeah.
that was fun. So how much coffee do you consume on a daily basis, Hjalti?
I consume, so you know this. So I have this special little drink where it's like 80% milk and then like 10% chocolate milk, just to have a little chocolatey thing going on. Put it in the microwave, heat it up, very nice, and then a tiny amount of espresso, just a little bit on top. Mix it up. It's
So this
Al
could
dente.
actually
Al dente.
it's
Al dente, yeah.
This could actually be its own Blender Live,
Yeah.
Blender Cloud Live episode, but
A vlog.
yeah,
Blender Cloud vlog.
Try to have like anywhere between 1 and 4, and I try to keep it down. Like 1 would be great then, because then I sleep a little bit
it
better.
will be
but-
healthy.
What about the next episode of Daily Dweebs?
Yes.
Are they...
Good question. So I think if I had to be super honest, because we're so open here, we're just gaping all the time. It's just that the reception was slightly more lukewarm than I would have hoped for. So I wasn't like full on enthusiastic about pitching the next one. But at some point, maybe it reaches that point where it just becomes finally viral or whatever. Took a while for like Caminantes. Goodbye.
Took years.
Took years. Took years.
Years, yeah.
You know, to like find its fan base. And I think Dweebs has not found its fan base yet. It's gonna do it. One of these days. One of these days.
It takes.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
of
it
course-
took like 3-4 years.
Exactly. And we have a lot of other stuff happening right now.
And
so-
Caminandas, there were like 3 episodes. I mean, that's also
Yeah.
helps, I think. So for the Dweebs, you know, the nice thing is that you did quite a bit of research on concepts and ideas and more storylines and things like that. It's just that to flesh it out further, yeah, you would like to have a little bit of a production team that can spend some more time on it. And that's something we can do when the studio gets a bit bigger and we have
A B unit.
we can have we can just have multiple projects going on in parallel, because right now all the energies are on Spring at the moment and Blender
Exactly.
2.8. So but when things get bigger and you have a little bit of a low time for some people, then you can mix things up and make them more interesting and have something more agile, like a 1-minute episode of something that is fun and simple and straightforward. That's great, because yeah, not all projects are like that.
Yeah, and characters simple. Rigs are pretty simple in this. Like everything, you know, even the whole stationary camera. If we do an episode 2, it doesn't have to be a stationary camera thing. You know,
Yeah.
we don't have to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
through exactly the same kind of rhythm. But it keeps it simple. It's nice.
Yeah. So wanna see some of the questions?
Yeah, let's see. How do you manage to animate text with all those layers? Well, it's in the video, right?
Yeah, it's all in the video. So
all in the video.
Yeah, so you know, check out.
So Nita,
the
check the video, which I happen to have here.
Hi, Pratik.
Are we having straw waffles? We do have it next to the coffee machine. I have had none.
I had today one
Oh,
for
yeah.
the first one of the year.
Yeah. It's a lot of
Um,
sugar.
Working on any script. Yeah. Favorite movie of 2017?
Ooh.
Off Guard.
Yes.
Co.
Was it last year?
Ooh,
Yeah, I think Coco.
Yeah, that might have been Coco.
Yeah, I think Coco.
I really liked it. Yeah.
But that's like probably forgetting like
Yeah, exactly. That's
a
the
lot,
thing.
a
Forgetting
lot of
everything
other
else.
very good, a lot of other very good
Oh, putting
movies.
on the spot.
But
Yeah.
I think the most recent, most awesome that we've seen all was
Yeah.
Coco. Yes.
Okay, last question.
Yes.
If one would like to work for the Blender team or with the Blender team, where would you apply?
Well, it's complicated, but you know, one of the best ways to get involved with the Blender team, and it depends a lot on what do you want to do, but we are very connected now with the community online, so you should just make yourself known. Just you know, you could be on social media. If you get involved with the development, the Blender development, like we rely so much on Blender. Like for us, it's such an important part of our process, even the creative process, that you get to know the developers, you get to try out
Yeah.
latest things and just share them online. It helps a lot to get noticed, and from there, then things can happen, because it's a lot about that.
Yeah, I think at this point, like right now, the studio is a bit too small to like make a call for artists and everything.
Yeah.
Once the feature film project happens, that we will have to do it. But for the time being, I think the studio is small for like making a call and everything. So I would recommend to just get yourself put yourself out there. I think all of us are in social media one way or another, be it Twitter or YouTube or even Facebook, I think.
Yeah, you can put stuff on
So,
ArtStation, you can put
exactly.
stuff on Blender, whatever. Like there are lots
Blender
of
Today or in the Blender Network, or like there are ways to make yourself known. So I think that's the best way. So when we can call people, we can afford to get more people in, then you'll be on the top of the list.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, at this point,
Yeah.
I think we are gonna
Wrap
keep
up.
it up a notch. There is actually one more thing.
What? There is one more thing?
One more thing.
Holding
Yeah.
on,
Wow,
holding
wow.
on,
Steve.
Whoa, holding steady.
There
Yes,
is one
all-
more
all
thing.
steady. So today we are also releasing.
Give me a link.
You can actually see it on the front page of the Blender Cloud. Is
On
right
the
there.
front page. Wait, let me share with the folks.
Yes.
And here,
Yeah. The front page of the Blender Cloud.
the Daily Dweebs.
In the latest assets section.
right here.
There
What
you
is
go.
this?
At the
This
very
guy?
top, yeah, this guy. So Andy just published Agent 327 Operation Barbershop Alternative Poster 2. Because we already had one, and this is the second and final alternative
final
poster for the Agent 327 Operation Barbershop. I think this is officially the last bit of unreleased Agent 327 Operation Barbershop related content that we have, and it's really crazy because like at some point when we were working on the official poster, all this material was pitched, was sort of developed, and then later on it was finalized and published. So thanks a lot to the work that everybody did. In this image, actually, you can see everybody's work because Hjalti made the pose. Pablo did a lot of modeling for the Amsterdam backdrop. Bo did some modeling for many props that are just there, laying on the ground. I did the lighting and the rendering.
The rig from Juan Pablo.
Yeah, like it's all in one poster. And
I put as many props as possible in that thing. There's
Yeah.
even like a knife sticking out of the tire.
It has a gun.
Yep, ice cream and a gun. It's a chill Saturday.
Yeah, and just a little trivia for a while, this picture, of course cropped in a landscape format, used to be in the back of Ton's business card. So that's how he was presenting himself.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yes, it's a fun picture, I think.
Yeah.
So yes. So that picture, the file in super high resolution, so you can print it yourself and hang it at home, is available on the Blender Cloud, and you can just go ahead and download it and check it out.
Awesome.
And that was I think our last
Our
minute
last
announcement.
bit.
Yes. I think we can.
We should wrap it up.
We should wrap it up.
Yes.
Definitely.
Let's keep it short.
Yes.
Awesome. So
Thank you for joining us.
thank you. Next week. Is there a next week?
Yes, I
Yes.
think there should be definitely.
Yeah, let
next
us
week.
know. Write a comment or something. Just to what would you like to see, or if it's even
Help
something-
us to keep going.
Help us to
We
keep
want to
going.
share what we are doing.
Yeah.
Of course, if someone cares.
yeah. So
Nobody cares. I'm going downstairs.
here, no, how you here? Here's
Come
your
back,
cup.
Yalti. Come back.
My cock.
Oh, all right.
I didn't
Okay,
know.
that's enough. So thanks a lot, and see you soon.
See you. Yeah, very soon. Bye bye.